Lady yields, and for the record, the Heritage Foundation receives no federal funding. I now recognize Mr. Burchett from Tennessee.
Thank you, Chair Lady. I think the irony of all ironies here is that our friends across the aisle keep bringing up Elon Musk and what a great person he is. And I guess about a week ago, they were out to kill him. So this is backwards day as always. Mr. Krikorian, Alexandria Mayorkas served as the United States border czar for 4 years. What did he do before his appointment?
He's an attorney, and he was on the board of, among other things, HIAS, which is the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, which is one of the nonprofit groups that resettles refugees, and was also involved in this movement of illegal immigrants up through Latin America.
Okay. You think it's a good thing that Mayorkas served at an NGO whose goal it was mass migrant resettlement in the U.S.?
Well, I disagree with the goal, obviously, but no, I think it was a problem because there's a kind of, conflict of interest there. I mean, he was essentially implementing in government policy and having these nonprofit groups, like HIAS, but many others, sort of as proxies to promote the policies that the administration was trying to implement.
Well, in 2021 alone, this organization received over $40.9 million in grants from the Department of Health and Human Services, State and Homeland Security. Don't you think that is a direct conflict of interest?
Yeah, in the sense that some of that was spent on migration causes, yes, I think so. And that probably was at least part of the reason that the House impeached Secretary Mayorkas.
I guess it's a little bit like a congressman becoming a lobbyist.
Kind of, I guess.
Nothing
personal against anybody here.
That's all right. Well, none of us better be lobbyists or we need to go to jail. At what point do you believe humanitarian aid and assistance becomes material support for illegal activity?
I'm not sure I'd be able to draw kind of a specific line and say here's where it is, but at this scale, there's simply no way that these organizations did not see themselves as part of a network to subvert U.S. immigration law. You know, the occasional provision of, water to somebody who's in real distress is one thing. Setting up a network, essentially a kind of aid station network,
a pipeline
from South America to the border, is not something that it's not comparable in any way. It's not just different in scale, it's different in kind.
Yeah. Myself and the chair lady, she is my co-sponsor on a bill to literally defund the Taliban. As it turns out, we're sending them close to $40 million a week. I have a State Department document that was classified documents become unclassified. We have given them close to $5 billion with a B. Although that's not big numbers here, I can assure you in East Tennessee that's a whole heck of a lot of money. Would you have any idea how many, any of y'all have any idea how many NGOs that we believe could be working out of Afghanistan right now? You may have a shot in the dark.
No, I have no idea, I'm afraid, sorry.
Would you believe close to 1,000? 1,000.
Yes.
And yet Congress in its infinite wisdom has taken almost, and we're working on 2 years now to get this bill out and get it to the Senate and get them to pass it. To me, it is criminal. It is criminal what these organizations are doing. $40 million a week to the Taliban. They throw gay folks off of buildings. They rape women and children. And then they stone the women after somehow it's their fault. I mean, these are godless creatures, and we are funding them with our tax dollars. And Americans, I believe, are getting rich off of it. I believe that some of the money is flowing back here through some of these NGOs, and I would sure like to see that paper trail solidified in my mind so I could point to it. And if it's a member of Congress again, they need to be let out of here in handcuffs. I want to thank, would any of y'all like to comment on any of that? kind of what
I would like to say, sir, that nonprofit organizations, if they are working in Afghanistan, it's to meet the tremendous humanitarian needs that
I can
exist.
assure you that, ma'am. Yeah,
And I
but,
think conflating nonprofits with the Taliban is deeply dangerous. and
well, they
reckless.
actually, ma'am, they actually take a cut off of everything that goes through there, just like the mob would. There's 3 major banks, and they get their money off. It's been documented by government officials, and I've run out of time. Chair Lady, I yield nothing back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Burchett. Honored to be a co-sponsor of your Defund the Taliban bill. I now recognize Mr.